Is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, good morning, everybody. This is Jack Porteous, Retail Sector Lead at the China-Britain Business Council. You've got a couple of minutes just before we start, so last minute run to get a cup of tea or a glass of water on this Monday morning. Thank you all for joining us at 9:30 on a Monday morning. And yes, you've got a couple of minutes and then we'll get going. So thank you for your patience and I'll speak to you in 2 minutes. Okay, good morning, everybody. I guess we can get going now. Thank you for your patience, for holding on and waiting. Just want to check in with Lily quickly. Lily, is everything good to go from your side?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, I'll just do a quick introduction and then we'll hand over to you. So, as I said, thank you for joining us this morning here at the China-Britain Business Council. My name is Jack Porteous. I'm the Retail and e-commerce sector lead. For those of you who don't know us, the China-Britain Business Council is the UK's leading organisation which supports UK-China relations. We've got a network of 40 staff throughout the UK across every region of England and all of the devolved regions as well. And then a network of 13 offices in mainland China with more than 90 staff, and all of those people are there to support UK companies who are looking to expand into the Chinese market or grow even further into it. I just wanted this morning very quickly, if I can change it, to just talk you through your control panel. So you should see something that looks a little bit like this. Lily is going to be talking to us for a while about WeChat Mini Programmes, which have been super popular over the last 12 to 24 months. And I'm sure that that will generate a huge number of questions. If you have questions, please do type them in the suitably named question box, and we will deal with them at the end, where I can put those questions to Lily so that she can give you direct feedback on whatever it is that you're not clear about. One thing that I just want to get you to do to make sure that I can hear you is the raise your hand option. So if a couple of people, if some of you now, just to prove that you can hear me, can click on the raise your hand button. Cool, I can see 1, 2, well, there's at least 6 of you that can hear me anyway, so that's good. Things are working as expected. Just while we're here as well, this webinar is part of a series that is running throughout 2020 called our China's Digital Consumer 2020. We have a webpage which I will send out to you in a link afterwards. And our next 2 webinars are Implementing Cultural Intelligence in Digital China with Thuran's Chung from Red Unit. That's in a couple of weeks' time. And then one that's a little bit more focused on the UK university sector. So what can they learn from the US when marketing to China? That's with Jimmy Robinson, who's the co-founder of Ping Pong Digital, who, if you're in the university sector, I'd be amazed if you don't know him already. So what's happening today? Today we've got Lily, here she is, from Crowd. Crowd are an award-winning global creative and performance media agency. They were founded in 2012 and they operate from San Francisco to Shenzhen and some other places in the UK as well, in between London, Bournemouth, I believe they've got an office as well. Lily is the manager for Southern China at Crowd, and she started up an NGO while she was studying at university. She then gained a master's degree in strategic marketing in the UK and has worked across China, India, the UK, and has great insights in cross-cultural marketing. At Crowd, Lily works with clients looking for opportunities in China and Chinese clients looking to expand their markets outside of China. And today she's going to be talking to us about WeChat Mini Programs. So, Lily, I'm going to hand over control of the webinar to you now.
Okay.
Go. Yeah. So you should get a little option to show your screen.
My screen. Can everyone now? Cool.
Great. I'm going to put myself on mute now. Over to you, Lily. Thank you very much for joining us today.
So hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Lily. So I'm Lily, and I'm the manager for Southern China at Crowd. Today, I'm going to give you a topic about how to popularize your brand through WeChat Mini Programme. So first of all, Crowd, we are a global marketing agency and we aim to making a world of difference. We have offices across the world, like our headquarters is in Bournemouth, UK, and we also have offices in London, in Amsterdam, Dubai. Our offices in Dubai is really big. We cooperate with lots of great government. So for example, we work for Dubai FDI, the Foreign Direct Investment. We help them to create a mini program, to create a WeChat account, to promote themselves into China. And also we have several branches in China as well. For example, in Shenzhen, Beijing, Hangzhou, somewhere else. And also we have offices in Canada and in US. So basically, we are able to promote your brand, not only in China, but also all across the world. So this is our Chinese name, Crowd, 群英. So 群英 actually has some special meaning. We didn't just directly translate crowd into Chinese. We insert some meaning in there. So the first word, 群, it means we are a group of people. And yin has lots of different meanings. For example, we are a group of elites, we're a group of heroes. Yin also means like it's in the UK, and also it has a really special meanings that it means we are very handsome. So that's why we pick yin as one of our name. And once these 2 words combine together, 群英 means like we are a group of elites, outstanding workers, and obviously handsome workers. And so let's jump into the topic. So why you should consider about China? So let's see how the UK trade with China is going these years. According to the House of Commons Library, UK exports of goods and services to China were worth like £23 billion, a record high, up slightly from 2017. This is the 3rd successive year-on-year increase in British export to China. And China was the UK's sixth largest export market in 2018, accounting for 4% of all UK exports of goods and services. Due to the Brexit, I think like British companies need to look for more business opportunities outside the country. China, as the second largest economy in the world, is a great market that you cannot miss. I know for most of people who's listening to this webinar may consider to enter this market, or you have already been doing some international trading in China and want to grow your business. I would recommend considering the e-commerce business as your first step. E-commerce is the most cost-effective way for you to test the market and to justify your strategy in China, especially if you have planned to launch your bricks and mortar store in China. On the e-commerce platform, you are able to track every order to see what kind of products really gain their flavor. It also allows you to go through the consumer's review and to directly interact with the consumers to know their thoughts about your products. So I think it's very essential to get feedbacks and insights from your market to help you make your business decision. So how big is the e-commerce market in China? Let's see the volume of that. So according to Statista.com, as the digital economy takes shape, more and more people in business around the world are going online. The number of internet users in China reached around like 800 million in 2018. This has driven the explosive growth of the Chinese e-commerce market, which is currently a global leader, which is quite obviously. And the revenue in the e-commerce market accounts to 777,000 million pounds in 2020. And the revenue is expected to show an annual growth rate of 6.9%, resulting in a market volume of, well, this is quite big, 1 trillion pound by 2020. As we can see in the chart, most revenue is generated in China. So the top 5 countries are, see here, China, United States, Japan, United Kingdom, and Germany. And it's very obvious, like China is being a global leader in the e-commerce sector. So this is just an overview for the e-commerce market in China. For British companies that want to enter the Chinese market, we are doing international tradings. So the cross-border market is the one that you should pay attention to. So let's look into the cross-border e-commerce market in China. Cross-border e-commerce is where international companies are allowed to sell certain goods to consumers online. China has the second largest retail market in the world. According to the report, the Chinese cross-border channel see a compound annual growth rate of 76% between 2015 and 2018, while generating 8.62 billion pounds in gross merchandise volume last year. The trade-friendly policies and rising demand among Chinese consumers for international goods are driving the growth, which was still in its early stage. I think this sector will serve as an important engine for Chinese continued consumption growth, with cross-border e-commerce accounting for just 2.2% of the total online retail market. There's significant runway for long-term growth for international brands and retailers. Many of you might have concern about how the coronavirus is affecting the Chinese economy. Well, some business, I have to admit that they did go bankrupt. That's a very sad story. However, some business are embracing its golden age in China. For example, the medical supply industry is gaining popularity in China. Not only like respirator face masks are in high demand, but also some basic daily hygiene products that sells very well. In the long term, this public health emergency kind of taught Chinese people how important it is to keep personal hygiene and to have a good health condition. So if your business is in the hygiene sector or just something related to health, for example, like sports, let's say swimsuit, tent, then I would say congratulations, you can expect a huge increase in your profit potentially. Other industries might benefit from this public health emergency as well. For example, consultancy. Lots of Chinese business went bankrupt, or they might have huge problems in their finance, human resources, etc., etc. So that's a very great opportunity for British British accounting firms, or like law firms, or any other consultancy companies to help those Chinese business at this point. So yeah, there are always opportunities there. But if you find it hard to figure it out, I'm always happy to help. One of our services is to provide you a market research and help you create a business strategy to enter China. For those who have been in China but kind of struggle a little bit at this stage, we are able to provide you a consultancy service to adjust your business strategy in China. I'm happy to be connected, and my email address is lily@thisis.com. So Lily is spelled as Lilly, and @thisis.com, thisiscrowd.com. And I'll show you my address at the end of the presentation. Back to this coronavirus. As a Chinese, I have seen lots of efforts from the government and from Chinese people around the world. I personally did lots of fundraising among the Chinese communities here in the UK. I purchased and I shipped thousands of medical supplies back to China. I know there are millions of people like me who are doing the same thing, trying very, very hard to save people there. As you can see here, like these are at the custom, and these are all medical supplies, and I think I'm one of them who ship items back to China. And here is a picture. It talks about the government kind of build a hospital within 10 days. Oh my God, a hospital within 10 days. And this hospital only to give treatments to those patients. So Chinese government really do a lot of efforts there. So as we can see, the number of the confirmed cases has been decreased for quite a few days, and more people discharged from the hospital. That's very good news. I would say, like, stay positive. No matter what happened, China is still the second largest economy that you cannot ignore. And I always see opportunity in this market. In order to share the market, it's important to understand your consumer. Compared to the last generation, the Generation Z received good education. Like me, I have a master's degree in the UK, and I major in strategic marketing. It's quite common to have people like me in China, especially in the tier 1 cities. Well-educated people tend to want more. They are not very easy to be pleased. They want to feel unique. That means a lot for the British brand because you can bring exotic feeling to them. However, it's not enough for you to just position yourself as a British brand. There are thousands of American brands, Australian brands, and local Chinese brands as a competitor. If your brand message doesn't really stand out in the crowd, nobody would consider buying an unknown brand. The good thing is Chinese consumers are very digital native. So as you can see here, 72% of the mobile phones have shopping apps installed. So you could always amplify your brand message through cross-border e-commerce platforms. One thing that I want to mention here is like the rise of the non-cash payments contributes to the e-commerce business. China is a cashless society. What different from the West is like mobile payments dominates the market. China has 890 million mobile payment users. In 2018, the total turnover of mobile payments was approximately 33 trillion pound. How people pay through their phones is different from the West. They don't use Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, PayPal, or like Tesco Pay Plus. No, they use WeChat Pay. So WeChat Pay kind of constitute 40% of the market share. It mainly used for smaller payments. Smaller payments here, like I would say it's less than £500 probably, like £100 or like just a few pounds. So that called smaller payments. It's available globally. So as a Chinese, although I'm in UK, whenever I do the shopping in the, let's say, Bicester Village or some luxury stores in London, for example, like Burberry, I tend to use WeChat Pay rather than pay by my credit card in the UK, because like Chinese people were trained to use WeChat Pay. We kind of get used to that. And also when I go to the restaurants here in the UK, I also use WeChat Pay. It's just very convenient, and I just kind of get used to it. So as you can see, WeChat Pay allows international transactions. So Crowd, like we are able to help you open a WeChat Pay, and every penny you get from the Chinese market will directly go into your British account. So people might kind of confuse, like, what do you mean by WeChat? So WeChat originally, it was created as an instant messaging app. So originally it looks really similar to WhatsApp here in the UK. However, like nowadays, it has been growing as a very, very super giant app. So WeChat have 1 billion monthly active users. 85% of the users are aged from like 18 to 35. 1 in 5 users open it more than 50 times a day. So personally, I can't really live without WeChat. Although I'm in UK, lots of my contacts and my clients are all in China, and they use WeChat to work, to chat, to have fun, and also to check news. So I can't really live without WeChat. And personally, I use WeChat for almost 5 or 6 hours per day. Really, it's per day. I can't really live without it. And what I'm doing there was I will use WeChat to check lots of news. So it's a really important channel for me to learn what's going on in the world, and also learn what's the brand was doing. The brand here means I learned the Chinese brand, also the international brands as well. So WeChat is constantly becoming kind of a search engine in the Chinese market. How you're going to do the media? So there are 2 types of official accounts that are available for brands and organizations. So so for example, there are 2 kinds. One is subscription account, another one is service account. So for the subscription account, it's more like your newsletter in your email marketing campaign. So you just push out lots of notifications and some latest news. And for the service account, it's more like your customer service. So if people want to fix their computer, they won't call you. They will go to your service account and directly talk to you, and just chat back and to tell them the solution. So lots of international companies have been in this field, as you can see here, like Burberry, Mulberry, Visit Brighton, etc. They have already on their own WeChat official account now. But you see here, Burberry and Mulberry, they are from retail companies, and Visit Brighton, it's from the travel industry. So it seems like WeChat is kind of varies. Like there are lots of industry coming into this field to share the market. Because there's a great pool of Chinese consumers there, the WeChat company, the Tencent, the company of WeChat, they build a really huge e-commerce market in WeChat. So how people kind of purchase things on WeChat, there you go. This is the logo of Mini Programme. Mini Programme is an e-commerce platform within WeChat. So Mini Programme is actually really similar to a really, it's a mini website embedded in WeChat. So it's really similar to the experience when you're doing the shopping through your Instagram. So let's say in Instagram, you see a really beautiful picture, a really beautiful advertisement, and you click on it, you set view products, and then a landing page just appear within Instagram. So the same thing happened here. So the mini program is actually the same thing. When you read a very great news from a brand, you click on the picture and it will direct you through the mini program. And it is a mini website or a mini app just appear within WeChat. It won't direct you to other, like your Safari or Google Chrome, no. And this mini program kind of integrates with your current Magento. Magento is an e-commerce platform in the UK, so it will help you to make everything kind of smooth. It just integrates it, and there's very little effort to do that. And we are able to help you to make every profit go to your British account directly, but you have to have WeChat Pay first. We are able to help you create that. So here, customers do not need to download a new app. That's very, very important, because due to a survey, like kind of 58% of the consumers said they really love using mini program to do the shopping, because they do not need to download a new shopping app, and everything is just very quick. So for example, if my friend kind of recommend me a new product from Burberry, I don't need to go to another app. I just click on the message my friend sent me through, and then that WeChat message will direct me to mini program. So it's very easy and convenient for people to do the shopping. And it integrates with your official accounts for promotional activities. I'll elaborate this part later, but as I just mentioned, so it's really similar to the Instagram. So Instagram, you see lots of promotional ads there, and you just click on the ads and it will direct you to the shopping website within WeChat. So as you can see here, the mini program is so powerful. We use mini program to buy all the stuff. So let's say here, this is another giant e-commerce platform called Pinduoduo. So basically, you search Pinduoduo on the mini program and just click on it and just go for shopping. And this one is a Chinese trip advisor. You just read lots of reviews there. And there's McDonald's, KFC. You kind of order food delivery on mini program as well. And this is Ctrip. You kind of book the train tickets, flight tickets on the mini program. This 58同城. It is a platform for you to look for freelancing, to hire people. And this one is Chinese Uber. You use this to order your taxi driver. And this is Starbucks. Yeah, you kind of order food delivery. And also the Starbucks mini program help you to manage your membership as well. Here, this is Maoyan. So this is for you to kind of like purchase movie tickets. You see, and here iQIYI is a very giant Chinese Netflix, I would say. So basically, you can see through mini program, you basically can do everything. So people really can't really live without it, and people kind of get used to buy things on mini program rather than go to anywhere else. So I would highly recommend mini program as a first step to open your e-commerce platform. So see, there are over 200 industries that own a mini program and serve over 100 billion users. So this is the mini program for L'Oreal. As you can see, the design is a little bit busy. This really fits the Chinese appetite. I'll elaborate the design style later in the PowerPoint. So this is the landing page, and you can see this is a celebrity, and this is the product information, and also the text here. It's very important to localize the brand message. The Chinese text here is very localized. They use lots of internet word or internet language to make the product sound attractive to those Generation Z. So make sure if you want to do e-commerce platform in China, make sure you have some Chinese team members to help you to do the content creation. And at Crowd, we are very global. We have 14 nationalities on board. And obviously we have Chinese team in the UK and we have Chinese team in China as well. So we are able to help you create those kind of content for clients. And here, this is Visit London and Visit Dubai. This is not an e-commerce platform, but the brands kind of, they have to showcase their brand message through mini program rather than having a website on the search engine, because at this stage people really get used to WeChat, so they will basically search everything through WeChat rather than go to Chinese Google. You know, Google was not allowed in China at this stage. Yeah, so these two are basically just a brand showcase for brand showcase purpose. So in order to attract those Chinese users, you have to understand them first. There are 330 million daily active users on mini programs. At least 23 mini programs have over 10 million daily active users. Each users open almost 6 times mini programs averagely and spend 15 minutes on them per day. But I believe if they're going to do the shopping, they basically will spend like 1 hour or more on the mini program per day, especially for the people who living in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Really, so there's a trend in China, people living in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they earn quite a large amount of money, but they are not as busy as people living in tier 1. So they have lots of time to, they tend to kill time by going on some digital platforms to do shopping. So lots of brands have already paid attention to the tier 2 and tier 3 markets. They tend to spend more time on mini program. They tend to spend increasingly more time on the e-commerce market, and they spend quite a fairly good amount of money. So for the e-commerce, the gross merchandise volume increased from 65 billion in 2018 to 130 billion at the end of 2019. It's quite promising, I would say. So this is a case study of the Chinese cross-border e-commerce market. So this is another festival, shopping festival, really similar to Double 11, you probably know. So 618 is a mid-year shopping festival in China. Many platforms, including JD.com. JD.com is not the one in UK. It's called Jingdong JD.com. They offer discounts on products. So during this shopping festival in 2018, JD.com recorded total transactions volume of 160 billion pounds. The number of orders via mini program increased by 66 times, and 53 million new users joined. So here it's kind of I did a screenshot during the Valentine's Day. So as you can see here, it's very, very busy. Chinese people love this kind of busy design. They need to read lots of information at the same time, and they love red, pink. But pink is related to the Valentine's Day because, like, women, female in China, they are a really large consumption group. So let's see. Yeah, this is the banner, but they don't really like the full screen banner. I don't know why. So these are the products and banners. Again, these are how they showcase their products. And I click on here. This is the banner for the jewelry market during the Valentine's Day. When you click on it, this is the landing page. It's pink. It's very Asian design, and see pink everywhere. It's very busy, but you have to have your brand message somewhere. And then it's very Asian design, and I click on the Swarovski, and let's see how they brand themselves. So this is a page of the Swarovski. You can see you have to have this kind of red to emphasize there's a great deal. I click on one product, and this is very important. You have to have a video here to showcase the details of your products. You have to do that because it's a trend. And then let's see how Swarovski kind of show their products. And this is really different from the West. You see, there are so many pictures here to show every detail, every angle of the products, and you never see in the West. So if you're going to do marketing in China, make sure you have a really good photo shooter, and they really do the photo shooting from every angle. See, this is how they look like on the neck, and this is lots of detail. And also you have to have a video here to showcase see how the shine there. So Chinese people really, they need a lot of information before they can make a decision. So why you need a WeChat Mini Program? So as we can see, the Mini Program has the potentiality to reach 1 billion Chinese users on WeChat, and it has 330 million daily active users. A Mini Program is really your mini website for brands. So as I mentioned before, Chinese consumers don't really go to Chinese Google to look for brands. They will directly search everything on WeChat. So nowadays, for example, when we're doing the Chinese campaign for Dubai Foreign Direct Investment, we recommend them to build up a WeChat account and WeChat Mini Program as the first step, rather than build a website as the first step, because people won't just go to the website. No, if you don't have a really official presence on WeChat Mini Program, people will feel like, oh, probably you're not really trustworthy. So that's a trend that you should really pay attention to. WeChat Mini Program is the first step you should consider when you try to enter China. So how to build your mini program? I'll give you other case study to showcase the steps. First of all, I will highly recommend you to have your own WeChat account, because the way to know your mini program are limited. The first thing is like people know your brand name and they search for it, and then that keyword direct you to your mini program. Another one that is much more popular is like they have subscribed your WeChat account, and then they look into your news here, and then they click on the products you showcase, which direct you to the mini program and do the purchasing. So this is a case study of Burberry. Follow here, really similar to the subscribe your email, kind of like that. And these are all their news. And here, sorry, you can see lots of mouse there, right? Mouse means because like this year is the year of mouse. So Burberry kind of do the localization as well. So I click here because I saw it's a product, I'm kind of interested in that. I click in the link and you see, this is how they advertise themselves. These are details, see those details, see those in animation. They have to make the products look very fashion and interactive. See lots of details there. And these are at the bottom of the article, see this like 42.9 thousand readers kind of read this article. Wow means like how many people recommend this article to their friends, and these are the comments. So these are the likes of each comments. So here you just directly can interact with your consumers to see their feedback. So you see, like once I got very interested in the products, and then there's a link for me to direct me to the mini program of Burberry. So see the animation here, you really feel like you're just loading an app or loading a mini website. So that's the point of mini program. It is a mini website, but you just embed it in WeChat. So everything just look really similar to a website or on an app. This how they show their brands. And once I click on this, it says like it has been out of stock. It's a pity. So I go to this one. I see how Burberry kind of, they didn't really localize themselves, I have to say. They only have very limited pictures to showcase the products. Chinese people tend to like more details of the products, as I just shown the Swarovski case studies. So yeah, this case study is mainly to tell you, let you know how people tend to visit your mini program. They tend to subscribe your WeChat account first, and they tend to read your news and then go to your mini program in the news. So the second one, in order to attract your Chinese consumers, you have to be visually appealing. So this is a good case study of the BMW. See, the design is very cool. This is how they showcase their cars. And then I click here. This means like I want to make an appointment to do the test driving. And then I am here to fulfill my personal details. And then let's say if you have audio, I would recommend you to open the 29 because it's a very good case study.
不少人认为奢华是中国传统美学的一种极致追求，不是金碧辉煌，就是浓墨重彩。但我们深知，艺术设计之奢华，并非只是各种珍稀昂贵材料。
They not only design it in the Western style, but they also combine their style with the Chinese ancient art. This is very important. They really localize themselves.
繁复的形态和华丽的色彩。
And if you can read Chinese, let's see, the wording here, they use very localized Asian Chinese wording to elaborate how great their brand is. And see lots of designs kind of have some Chinese speculation and art theory in there. So it's a really good case study. Sorry. It's a really case study for you to know how to localize your brand and how to gain consumers' favor through design. Yeah, this and this. This one will remind you of the Chinese painting, right? So that's how BMW kind of attract people through visual design. And the last one is, I would highly recommend you to be customer oriented. So here's the Starbucks. This is the mini program of Starbucks. These are kind of cards, and I order Starbucks products there. As you can see there, Starbucks use WeChat Pay here. So I have to say it again. If you really want to enter Chinese market, make sure you have a WeChat Pay first, because without a WeChat Pay, you can't really go anywhere. As a Chinese, I live in UK for a couple of years. I still very get used to Chinese WeChat Pay. So yeah, just a reminder of that. And then it is very special, and I have to remind everybody, like, if you really want to do e-commerce marketing in China, make sure you have already cooperate with some delivery companies and to produce a super fast 24 hours delivery. This is very important because Chinese people kind of really, they get used to this kind of delivery service. China is 40 times larger than the UK. However, like many deliveries can be made within 3 days. I would say, so for example, my friends in Beijing, the capital of China, they order something at 10 in the morning, and then they receive the item at 1 p.m. on the same day. So that's how people kind of expect the delivery speed. So, but it kind of the high-speed train in China kind of contributes to this kind of speed. So, for example, if I'm going to London from Bournemouth, it usually takes me 2.5 hours to go there. But if in China, the high-speed train will take me within like 24 minutes. It's very, very fast. And China is developing a 24-hour delivery system based on airlines and high-speed trains. So because of that, the e-commerce, the gross merchandise volume increased from 65 billion pounds in 2018 to 130 billion at the end of 2019. So to wrap up, how to launch your e-commerce presence in China? I would say the first thing is to conduct a market research to understand your consumers, to know their purchasing habits, and especially to know which market you're targeting, because China is so big. So the consumer behavior in tier 1 city is really different from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Make sure you know them. But if you found it's really hard to understand that, we are able to help you, because one of our services is to conduct a market research to help you make a really good decision. And the second thing is to choose the right platform. Actually, Mini Programme is just one part of the e-commerce platform. There are other like targeting, really precise targeting platforms. For example, for the e-commerce platform, people might go to Xiaohongshu, Little Red Book, or Yangmatou, or like other thing. And if you're going to sell very cheap items, then there is a specific e-commerce platform for you to do that. It's called Pinduoduo. So that's also part of the market research that you should do to choose the right platform for e-commerce business. And the third thing, this is so important, make sure you set up a Chinese mobile payment. If you don't know where to start from, I would highly recommend just start it from WeChat Pay. It can't go wrong, really. And the last thing is to get your logistics in place. Chinese people expect 24-hour super fast delivery services. So if you can't catch up with that speed, you're out of the market. You're out of the game. So Crowd can help you leverage your performance in China. How we can help? This is our case study of the Dubai foreign direct investment. So here, this is this is how we develop. We just created this mini program like in January this year, so it's very fresh. See the navigation bar, navigation bar here. So we kind of divide the mini program into several sectors, and this is the forum. That the Dubai FDI wanted to host in China. So we created a mini program to promote the message of the forum, and we do the marketing promotion to help Dubai FDI to attract Chinese investors to invest in Dubai. It's a very comprehensive campaign using both WeChat account and WeChat Mini Program. So yeah, you really do need a strategy about that. And another one, so here is the Crowd Mini Program. This is the banner of Crowd. These are our case studies. So we basically very global. Our clients are from 500. Our 500 clients are from all over the world, and these are our partners. So yeah, we have quite a few experience in building a mini program and drive traffic to a mini program and to get business lead. So here is our services. We create market research. We can produce market research for you in order to help you to do the strategy in China. And we also can do the content creation for you to localize the brand message. And also we are able to help you to do the visual design, because some of the Western design looks a little bit weird if you in the Chinese market, but we have 14 nationalities on board, so we are able to help you localize your brand message in every part of the world. And we do WeChat, we do Mini Program, we do Weibo, another really popular Chinese social media. We basically like whichever app you want us to do, we are able to do that for you. So it's part of the digital marketing. And we are able to create some reports for you like weekly or monthly to let you know how your business perform in China. So here is Jamie Sargent. He's the CEO of Crowd. We are part of the exporting is great. So the government kind of, we have lots of trust from the government, and we are supported by the government to export lots of British brand to the whole world. And you know, the Brexit. So yeah, I think it's really a good opportunity for British company to export their goods in the world. And China, as the second largest economy in the world, is a market that we cannot really miss. We are global. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we have offices in London, New York, San Francisco, Shenzhen, here is in China, but actually we have a few more, but it just didn't put it out here. Toronto, Amsterdam, Dubai, and Bournemouth, here is our headquarters. But if you're in London, I'm more than happy to just where is UK? I'm more than happy to just go straight to London to meet you and to share some of my insights, and hope that help. These are some of our Crowd case studies. So this is the China Southern Airlines. We help the UK China Southern Airlines to do the marketing campaign in London. We do the advertisement in the tube. We do outdoor campaigns for the China Southern Airlines. And this is a British technology company. We help them to build a Chinese website. And this one is Bournemouth University in Bournemouth, obviously. We help them to create WeChat account and post lots of content and to attract Chinese students to come to Bournemouth to study. These are some of our awards. These awards kind of changing every year, so yeah, we kind of get used to the awards. There are so many awards there. So yeah, here is my contacts. So if you have any questions, just feel free to drop in an email, and I'm always happy to help you to enter your business into China. And also, if you want my LinkedIn, so just type Lily Lai in the linking search box, and I'm on LinkedIn as well. Here are our account. This is our Crowd WeChat account. You can see how we do the marketing campaign through WeChat. And this is our WeChat Mini Programme. And this is Weibo account. That one is another really popular, I would say, Chinese Twitter. Yeah. And then, yeah, final, we are very global. These are our like contact detail from every offices around the world. So if you want to expand your business in any part of the world, just feel free to contact us. Drop us an email or just call us, and we are very happy to help. So, hello, Jack.
Hi, Lily.
Yeah, great. I finished my presentation.
Thank you so much for that. We've got a few questions, so I'm just going to go straight on to those. The first one has come from Mark, and it says, do you have examples of how WeChat Mini Programs can be used for market validation for startup companies who don't have an established brand? Right, so how can somebody prove that there is a market using a WeChat Mini Program? Is that something that people do?
I'm sorry, the connection is not very good, so I kind of lose some bit of your talk. So can you say that again?
Okay, sorry. So it's, do you have an example of how WeChat Mini Programs can be used for market validation for startup companies who don't yet have an established brand? So how would a startup use a WeChat Mini Program to prove and check that they've got a market in China?
Okay. I would say if you want to test the market, you should do it through WeChat account first, and to drive. So WeChat account is kind of an advertisement, and Mini Program is your website. So normally the logic is you do the advertisement through WeChat, and you drive traffic through your from the WeChat account to your mini program. So can anyone still see my screen here?
Yeah, we're still sharing your screen.
Cool. So for example, for the Dubai FDI, the logic is, sorry, Dubai FDI, like we have created a WeChat account for them, and then through their account, they're able to go into the mini program, and then the way to test is here. So here, in the video, I didn't show much about that. So at the bottom of this page, it is a kind of a note for people to fill in their, sorry, how to say that? It is some, you're able to collect people's information through a kind of box. So that's a place for you to collect business lead. However, in order to reach that step, you have to do WeChat account promotion first. You can't just go to mini program, because mini program, like there's no traffic direct in there. You have to use WeChat account to direct traffic.
Okay.
Do I?
Yeah, that's great.
Really answer that?
Yeah, I think so. You know, you need the WeChat is a closed network, so you can only your followers can find you, right? Only your followers can see your mini program unless somebody posts it somewhere or shares it with a friend. So you need to have some audience before you can use the mini program. That makes perfect sense. So apart from that, what are some of the disadvantages of a WeChat mini program compared to, say, Tmall or another e-commerce platform?
Well, I would say the traffic. So for the Tmall, it's a very giant e-commerce platform. So people go there. Basically, most of the people go to Tmall. They have one goal in mind. They want to go shopping. So the consumer profile is very clear. However, in a mini program, people probably go there to just do the browsing, or people go there just for fun, entertainment. So for the consumer profile, probably the consumers in Tmall are much more precise. And another disadvantage of mini program is, like, as you mentioned, WeChat is a very closed system. So you cannot go to mini program unless you have some presence in the WeChat app. However, like people know the power of mini program, so they kind of direct people from any other digital platforms to the mini program. For example, they will attach a QR code of mini program on their Tmall shop. So people will just scan the QR code attached in the Tmall and then go direct to the mini program. So the thing is, you can't really search for a mini program on the website. You can only do everything in WeChat, and it kind of limits your traffic. However, like I personally don't really think that's a huge problem, because WeChat has a huge user base, so it's not really a problem, I think. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Yeah, that answers the question. I think that's all the questions we've got, and conveniently, we are now at 10:30. So that's all the time we've got. So thank you very much, Lily, for giving up your time. I would encourage everyone to email Lily with any other questions that you didn't want to ask in a public forum, and to get in touch if you're wanting Crowd to support your business growth in China. That is it from me as well. If you've got any questions for CBBC, please email my colleague Maxime or myself. Maxime will be sending out the notes about the webinar at the end, including a link where you can live it all again if you so wish. Hope you have a good rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you all on more webinars soon. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye.